Also, one good thing about me leveling up these Horde alts is that we'll actually get to see, the basically half of Battle for Azeroth. Um, Battle for Azeroth is a right shitty expansion. Basically, as Alliance, you get to see the Kultiris zones, and you get to poke your head into Zandalar. As Hordes, you get to see the Zandalar zones and poke your head into Kultiris. You don't as Alliance, you don't learn anything of the Pot of Zoldazar. You learn a little, tiny, tiny, tiny bit of Nazmir, and you learn a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of Vol'dun. But you don't get to really get any fucking interest in Aldir. There's plenty of shit going on there, but you've no backing to it. You've no nothing. Of course, the Horde is going to be, fine when the next raid comes along. They're going to prevent us from, not. They're going to Blizzard's taking that criticism in mind, and it's going to have stuff in place. So the Horde doesn't have a shitty time. Sorry, I'm just bitter that they did such a half-assed job with the expansion, and are only. And I'm just jealous. And it just on certain level, I'm thinking, are they just playing favorites here? Like, fuck Alliance. Yeah, you get to do a raid and don't give a shit about it. Ha. I'm just bitter, damn it. Because it's just like, Aldir could be cool, but I have no backing to this. Like when let's take Ulduar. This whole zone, Storm Peaks, built up to it. There's build up, build up, build up. There's 2 dungeons dedicated to it. Quest upon quest upon quest. Now imagine you go into Ulduar with none of that. The Ulduar, Storm Peaks was completely locked off to you. You might have poked your head in and found out, oh, there's really cool shit going on here, but you can't do it. It wouldn't really be that interesting to you, would it? They just did such a shit job on it. It just fucking bugs me. Because, I really like to look in that mirror, but they fucked it up. But here, let me just move. But yeah, we start this again. Yeah, as Alliance, you get Kultiris and you poke your head into Zoldazar and vice versa. You don't really get, as Alliance, you don't get to see much of Zoldazar. You don't find out the plot there at all. You get a tiny little taste of it in Asmir, and you get basically the synopsis of one of the storylines in Vol'dun. Basically how there's a war between snake men. And that's it. You don't really get to learn anything else. And so basically, unlike say with Northrend, where you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zones, you effectively only get 3. You do get world quests in the other one, and there are some quests for your side in the other factions thing, but it's not a proper zone, It's not a proper zones amount of quests, proper storyline. It's just a minor little thing, like here in Zoldazar, you down here, Warport Restare. That's actually really close. Actually, no, the Alliance place is here. Didn't realize the Horde 5 was as close as it was. Never stumbled into it, so that's surprising. But anyway, as Alliance, you get some quests down here that are Alliance only, and there are some neutral ones dotted around the rest of the place. But they're just about a bit of archaeology, and that's it. There's nothing else. There is part of the war campaign, yeah, but war campaign aside, you just get a few archaeology quests and that's it. You don't actually find out anything about what's going on. Even then, you don't actually find out the relevancy of the archaeology thing you just did. You find the bread of Zabala, but you've no fucking clue what Zabala is. It's not explained. So, yeah. And then in Asmir, you just get some wanted quests if memory serves, and then there's neutral quests. In Vol'dun, there's some you get to do a quest for a Uhoa, and it's just but the Horde probably get their own version of that. You get it off an Alliance NPC, but the Horde probably get their own iteration, considering how it's a continent-spanning thing. So, like, yeah, so yeah, basically you get 3 zones, a few quests maybe in the other 3, and world quests. But you don't, they aren't really a full zone of questing, you know? So basically, we only got 3 zones in this expansion and a bit of pocketland. And it just really bugs me because that's shit, you know? That's really poor. And then content is built off that, but if you're of the wrong faction, you don't get any of that building. You have none of the build up, it's none of the setup, you've got nothing for it. It really takes away from the enjoyment of it, because like when you go into the Underwatch, you go into Aldir, you have no backing to this at all. You've got nothing to it. You've got more actual backing to the Temple of Sethrus because of the little synopsis of the Snake Man War you got back in Vol'dun. But you got not nearly as much. You got nothing for the Underrot and Aldir, and certainly nothing for the Motherlode. Ah, 2 entrances to the Motherlode. Ah, that's surprising. And King's Rest, the only as Alliance, the only thing you get for that is apparently this is something the Horde know about. We should know about it too. Now Atul Dazar, you got nothing there either. So it feels really lacking. It feels really half-assed, and I'm just annoyed that, you know. Basically, I remember people bitching before that the Blizzard was showing Horde favoritism, and then just given that Alliance gets gypped like this, but when it comes around for the Horde turn, Blizzard's got them covered. It just my mind is just like, is that Horde favoritism? You know, I just start jumping at shadows. So that's just why I'm extra annoyed, because it's just like it just got that little thing niggling at the back of my head. So yeah, basically, long story short, we got half an expansion of zones here. Half an expansion. And there's shit build up to content that we're meant to care about. You know? There's like, here's content, care about this. Who are half these people? Well, I remember that one guy from that one cutscene 20 hours ago. Yes, this is engaging as hell. You know, it's fucking bollocks. I hope Blizzard cops the fuck on, but apparently all their best developers are on mobile gaming now, so probably not. Oh, random egg. Alright. But anyway, bitching aside, I actually forgot all about this chest. Let me see if I can nick it without him noticing. But yeah, long story short, and I will probably give you a bonus episode or make this bonus long, extra long to compensate. But yeah, long story short, it was just simply, we get much less content than we do in a normal expansion. And the little pocket lint we get extra is nothing. I'm even more mentioning it because I'm sure someone in the comments, if I actually got views, will be saying like, oh, but you get some quests, you get something. They're worth nothing. They're nothing. You get only a little taste to taunt you with the quests you're missing out with, or you get nothing to tell you what's actually going on. Oh, apparently there's something cool going on, but don't get to know. It just sucks, you know? So, yeah, it's just basically half the zone's contents, and they fail building up to raids and dungeons by doing the first. Here's the first raid of the game, and half the player base has no fucking clue what the hell's going on. It's kind of a fuck up, you know? So, yeah. Ooh. I know, it just looks like it's actually, yeah, it's not a stereotypical magic wand, you know, a stick with a star on the end of it, or is that a more stereotypical Disney kind of magic wand? Fuck it, I'm holding on to it. Yeah, put it on. I remember back in the day, you could have your like sword, shield, and crossbow if you're a warrior. Hunters could have a melee weapon and a bow. You know, warlocks could have, you know, staff or a sword, an orb, and a wand. Paladins, shamans, and druids could have their main weapons and nothing else, or a statless item they could get from a quest line in the Eastern Playgrounds. That was all they could put in their range slot. Um, they got nothing. Again, another sign of Blizzard's dislike towards hybrid classes. Everyone else gets a stat stick, like, or an extra item, but that they're locked out from. It's making everyone else that bit better inherently. They get an extra item. You get an extra chunk of stats that these classes are locked out from. They've no way of making that up. It's not that, well, they get this extra item, but then they get this other thing. No. They get nothing. It wasn't till later on that idols, librams, and totems as equipable items were introduced. I don't remember when. It might have been rather late Classic or Burning Crusade by the time they were actually introduced. In fact, I think my first Libra might have actually been in Burning Crusade. And I actually only remember getting one of that. During my time leveling through Burning Crusade, I never remember getting one Libra. My next one was actually in Northrend, in the Howling Fjord. Actually, no, not Howling Fjord. Or was it Howling Fjord? Grizzly Hills. It was in Grizzly Hills down in the PvP zone. I bought one there. That brings me back. Damn. It's nostalgic. But yeah, so yeah, that's yet another reason you don't want to go play. Another reason I won't be playing Paladin during Classic. You know, just another thing on the pile. Alright, cool. Just doing it again to see the effect. Because I just felt like I missed something. He just looked really weird there. It was just like a weird flan or something. Weird, just green undulating flan in a random field. Yeah, see where the cages are? I think that's where the other guy was chilling. And some guys who were up to no good started causing trouble in his neighborhood. Ooh, what's his face is gone. You say that. Oh, question, what was it? Shadow Bolt and Demon Bolt. Alright. Okay. Done here. I actually meant to stop recording at 4, but then I started bitching. Oh, sorry. It's the Irish, it's Irish national sport. Bitching and kvetching. Um, so yeah, it's in the blood. Oh, calm down. Guess I chose well. A little bit less running around to do now because I chose this this temple to be the last one. Dead Circle lookout. Marnal draws close, and Shadra even closer. Prepare for bloodshed. The ground rumbles as the idol sits on the ground rumbles as the idol sits on the altar. The lake below royals. Shadra is emerging. Here's the Dark Cleric. Ooh, that's a creepy model. Dark Cleric nearly died there. Actually, he still might. No. So much for the dark team of Darkstalkers he's going to be bringing with. They're just pretty much locked in perpetual warfare with the Wildhammer dwarves that are just chilling there for some reason. Oh, also there's the Wildhammer lookout. Just the two lookouts just standing across from each other. I wonder, are the Wildhammer just trying to kill off Shadra, or do they want to try and take its bits for their own? And initially, I was thinking that the Forsaken wanted to capture Shadra and keep it from milking it. It's a spider god. Its venom's gonna be potent. I swear I heard a weird noise a moment ago. Having a fucking foggy is what it could be. Excellently done. You've served the Dark Lady well today, Shandalyn. Let me start it again. Excellently done. You've served the Dark Lady well today, Shandalyn. This virulent blood will supply our armies with all manner of powerful weapons against the disgusting alliance. We'll wipe them from these lands. For the Horde, of course. And all thanks to you. Dark Cleric's Veil. I think veils are a new item. I really don't recognize them. Well, introducing Kata, and actually, they might be around more. Just, I wouldn't see them as a plate wearer. That's probably it. Due to how, they restrict it to just what you can wear now. In the past, you could see even items you couldn't wear. Or shouldn't wear. But now it's just what you can wear. I just received the most curious missive. Curious indeed. The city of Andorhall is in the middle of a three-way war between the Forsaken, the Alliance, and the Scourge. Sounds like Sylvanas has made her move. To make matters interesting, she's put Coltira, the Death Weaver, the Death Knight, in command. They've asked for you by name, Shandalyn. Speak with Callan Kuhn, the Bat Handler. I'll put you in the first bat out to Andorhall. I need a bat, Cowan. I'm headed to the to the Western Playgrounds. The Dark Lady needs me. And there's a lodge. Dano Lodge. There's a few characters within like the WoW comics and whatnot that haven't they're big characters to one degree or another, but they haven't made any appearance within WoW. For example, there's a lodge over here. It's since been taken down because of a mana bomb or a artifact. There's never really much expansion into it. There was like a single request about it, and that was it. It was just a passing thing. Also, robot chicken. Sorry, rocket chicken as its own little tag. That is funny. That's new, I think. I don't remember that before. I swear I remember it just being filtered under the area it was from. But anyway, but yeah, one of the characters I'm thinking of is actually associated with that lodge. She was an elf, half human, half elf, who, because of her heritage, some people didn't take her seriously or whatever. But you know, she was fighting the good fight and did actually rally some people to her cause up there in the Plaguelands. But again, who knows how canon that is? Blizzard isn't the best when it comes to respecting the side material. They'll have plenty of writers go out, make plenty of stories based on their work, and then they'll ignore them all. They'll retcon bits. They might take bits, but then they'll ignore others. They won't be like, you know, they'll still publish the novels. They'll still say, give me money. But they, you know, it's the stuff. It's not even a what if scenario. It's just flatly irrelevant chaff. You might as well grab your shopping list and just treat that as, you know, it's as canon as the books are. You know, some of the things are. And even within the game, they retcon things to a dramatic degree. For example, you know, Khadgar. You know how there's the Herb Khadgar's whiskers, and how he's portrayed by the statue in Stormwind as having a really long beard. That is no longer canon. As we've seen in Legion, he's forever looked like the Silver Fox he did in Warlords of Draenor. In fact, they've even retconned his old Outlands model to look like the WoD model. They've even given him Medivh's staff in Outland, even though he shouldn't have that. So they've retconned huge chunks of the lore just on a whim. And actually, there was a recent article out where one of the Blizzard writers seemed to think that Sylvanas ordered the attack on the Ratgate. Little spoilers of future content that I could only half cover. Basically, the Ratgate was an event in Dragonblight. Dragonblight it's a place in Northrend. Here, let me bring it up. Okay, it's here. This is the Ratgate. Basically, the Alliance and the Horde. The Alliance took up here, Horde took here. It was a path right into Ice Crown. They were going to punch through there, and they were going to punch Arthas in the dick. The Bolvar, Four Dragon, and I can't remember the Horde guy's name. Let me bring up the this raids ICC Surfang, Remains of a Blood Beast, Blood Boil. I don't know that, but yeah, this guy. While he was alive, they were the Horde and Alliance were fighting side by side, fighting a good fight. There was a bit of friendly banter between Surfang there and Bolvar. It was you know, it was a good thing. But then a rogue apothecary, Putricide? No, that's him. Oh, I remembered him the other day. I can't remember his name. But rogue apothecary proceeded to take Sylvanas' plague and proceed to bombard the Alliance and Horde forces. The Lich King had come out and he was fighting with them, and things didn't look too good. But then he started bombarding, and Lich King actually did seem bothered by it. He was like coughing and hacking and had to retreat. But that was it. After that, by the next time he appears, he seems back to normal. While the rest of the team, the rest of the crew, They were dead. Um, ignoring the pot with Bolivar and Survang. Ignoring them, like, basically everyone else got fucked up and just wrecked. Um, here, I'm actually looking up the name of that guy because I cannot remember it and it bugs the fuck out of me. But basically, the apothecary. Hold on, I need to focus on this because I'm fat fingering the keys, and it's coming out with Weltgate. So, Ratgate. Um, I found the wiki here. They don't have the Putris. Putris? Yeah. Grand Apothecary Putris. Grand Apothecary Putris, along with Vermatris, went rogue. And it was actually part of Vermatris' trying to launch a coup against Sylvanas. As you'll see in Frozen Throne, Sylvanas makes Vermatris bend the knee quite forcibly. Basically, he was working with a trio of other Dreadlords to take over the Playgrounds and presumably extend control from there. They didn't say it, but I doubt they were just going to be like, we own Lordaeron now, and just sit there on their hands for the rest of all time. So they were trying to conspire to take over there after the Legion's fall in Reign of Chaos and all that. They're trying to get Artus to piss off. They're trying to kill him, and they try and get Sylvanas in. She does join. She does join about it for her own things. She isn't really one of them. She just wants to fucking kill Artus. So that fails, but he has to fuck off. Kel'Thuzad's left behind to manage his affairs, but you never see him again within Frozen Throne. It's just actually a bit of a weird point. You feel like you should, at least see mention of him. But anyway. At one stage, the Dreadlords all kind of had their own little separate things going on. Vermatris tries to attack Sylvanas. Another one had held up, had mind controlled Gyarados, a rather bigoted and shitty human commander. I actually remember seeing a bit of lore that said that he actually wasn't meant to be a commander or a general because he was so much of a, he was not liked. It was only because the people who should have been in control, who been in power, ended up dying because of the plague and everything. Because of that, he ended up getting promoted. But my recollection there is hazy. I just remember seeing that vaguely in the wiki. But anyway, one Dreadlord had mind controlled him, while the last one had taken over the capital city itself. So Sylvanas bet the shit out of Vermatris, crushed his forces, and forced him to bend the knee and assist her take out the other two, even forcing him to kill one of them, which he claimed was never done. The Dreadlords had taken serious oaths never to kill another, and shit was real, but she needed proof of loyalty. So, Vermatris was obviously not quite happy with this arrangement, and so by the time Ratgate comes around, he spots his chance to lead a coup against Sylvanas. According to one of the writers, the actual Ratgate incident was actually Sylvanas' idea all along. On a certain level, I could actually almost see plot twist. She actually, she actually intentionally let, Vermatris start the coup because, there's something benefit she could, get rid of some threat to her power this way or whatever. But I don't remember anything like that, at least from the Alliance side of it. I can't exactly go see the Horde side of it. Half the quest chain is now gone. The bit where you actually take the city back isn't a thing in the game anymore. It was gotten rid of long ago. But yeah, long story short, was basically one of the writers was claiming that the whole Ratgate incident was Sylvanas' doing. But in reality, there was no setup for that. It was Vermatris has been, forced to bend the knee to Sylvanas. He does not like this. He's, arrogant, proud Dreadlord, and Sylvanas has shat on him from day one. He's reasserting himself. And he brought, Putris joined in. So, I don't know his motivations for it, but he joined in. The Alliance takes him out, a Horde handles Vermatris. So yeah, it's terrible. So basically, the long story short. Sorry, I start talking, I keep going because this fucking irritates me. Again, bitching. It's an Irish pastime. It's in the blood. What was I saying? Long story short, that Blizzard doesn't really respect the lords they've established, be it within their games or within the side material. They still expect you to pay, fair chunk of cash for all this, but then they will turn around and so it's like, thanks for your money, but it ain't canon. And into bonfire it goes. It's just really annoying. Like it makes it hard to actually give a shit about the WoW lore, the WoW side material, when any of it could be rendered non-canon at any given moment. It could already be non-canon by the time you get to buy it. It's not even a what-if story like the Jaina becoming the Lich King. It's just, like I was saying before, you may as well grab any bit of material nearby. I had some crisps earlier, so I could take this pack of crisps, and the ingredients list on the back has as much canon relevance to WoW as some of the, stories, side materials do. Which is quite insulting, really, to the readers, and people buying it, and to the people writing it. Oh, fantastic book. Yeah, we're not using any of that material. But that's just how I take it anyway. But yeah, bitching. Long story short, Blizzard needs to take the side material that they get done a lot more serious, because it fucking bugs me that they have all this wealth of stuff, and at any moment it's just rendered non-canon and just dismissed. And it's weird. Like, there's a whole series of books dedicated to Medivh's kid. Wow, yeah, he hasn't made an appearance, and as far as we can see, he's non-canon. Because he's meant to have the Guardian of Terrasful's staff. He's meant to have it. Khadgar does. But his story isn't fully non-canon. One of the people from his story, we saw him in Legion. He was in he's part of someone's order hall. Foul Flame, Foul Bane. I remember doing one of the daily quests here, over here, and he was one of the quest givers for it. Can't remember his name anymore. Throat's just really sore now after all the talking. But yeah, I can't remember his name anymore. But like, he was in one of those stories, and like basically, there's some blood elf rogue chick. She's in the order hall as well. In her order, the rogue order hall, and she was possessed by a demon. he ends up having to, take the demon into himself, um, and that's why he takes on the name Foul, whatever. Um, take on that surname. But anyway, that storyline was part of those comics. Remember Cho'Gall in Kata? See here, the condition he's in. That's because he tried to resurrect Khatun within that comic. So they take parts of the things, but then render the rest non-canon, which does bug me, because it's just like, oh, I really like this novel, but which page is actually canon? You really like this comic, but you don't know what actual fragment of it is actually canon. And I'm wondering, how does that factor in with the lore? Because, Medivh's kid, Medivhan, I think that's his name. How does, that story factor in? Because he was relevant to stopping Cho'Gall there, if memory serves. How does that all flow, you know? It doesn't work, you know? So I just wish Blizzard got better about this whole thing. I don't see them doing so, though. I don't. Maybe I'm just listening to too much pessimistic people, but it looks like they're just they're on the start of a downhill slide. Hopefully they'll pull themselves out of it and slap some sense into themselves, but we'll have to wait and see. So I'm just gonna go grab all these quests, then I'm gonna call quits for today. Sorry to bring it back in, which is a heap of bitching, but again, it's in the blood, it's can't help it. I'm Irish. So, you. Araj the Summoner is bolstering the Scourge defenses with simple skeletons, an army of weaklings that will overwhelm you before it overpowers you. It has assembled a mani within Andorhall's northern towers that spews these skeletons out at an alarming rate, but I've got the solution. Jarl passes you a handful of grenades. Their function's simple. Throwing these grenades at a bone animus, or for that matter a mob of skeletons, reduce them to splinters. It's about time you arrived, Warlock. Darkmaster Gandling of the Cult of the Damned leads the Scourge offensive here in Andorhall. My old counterpart Tessarion leads the Alliance forces. If we're to win Andorhall, we'll have to defeat both, but we'll certainly fail if we take them on both at once. Knows Tessarion well enough to know that he'll focus on the Scourge first. We will do the same. Take out the weaker, desiccated Scourge to reduce their numbers. The Alliance will have to wait to taste their wrath. Scourge first, Alliance later. Actually, I think he has very similar logic to Tessarion. I think you can get a similar sword to that. Not entirely similar, though. It's like this bit is similar, not so much this bit. I think I might have that. It's just like that weird flare at the top.
What is it?
Interesting mace. Lindsay Ravenson. You fools will never defeat the Scourge with those abominations running around. Gultera blathers on about reducing their numbers, but the Scourge's best weapon here in Andorhall can be found in those lumbering brutes that are throwing my deck guards around like ragdolls. Won't have it. Shandalyn, enter the battlefield and destroy those monsters. Really, that's it? Only these 3 quests? Sure. Temporary peace, second battle, Menderstead. Wasn't... Here, I'm gonna actually pop into the inn here for a second. I'm gonna pop over to an Alliance character. Just want to see something. I wanted to see, is it only 4 chapters for an Alliance character? Because I know there's the whole quest chain up here in Heartglen. Does that not get an entry? Okay, change. Also, fun thing, all my characters in the PvP server, it's no longer PvP. They say it's full, but I can still get in for some reason. I was just waiting for it to just be like, nope. And actually, I have been sending mail to this character, but I haven't actually accepted any of it. I keep forgetting. Need to go see about that and just stick it all in his bank, because it's just a lot of boxes that I can't open on my main. Or now I can open, but it will not be recommended. But it's a lot of like Legion lock boxes. And I can open them now thanks to Battle for Azeroth reintroducing skeleton keys, but it'll be seriously wasteful because it'll cost me like a few bits of Battle for Azeroth ore, metal, yeah, ore to make a skeleton key to unlock a Legion box. Like we're talking probably like 20 gold maybe. I can't remember how many chunks of ore and how much they would cost, but we're looking at a fair chunk of stuff, you know, being pissed away on something that would never match it. You know, it's better off just getting a rogue to do it for free, especially when that rogue's your alt. Yeah, town's been reset. I'm just curious. Retractable hook reduces the cooldown of grappling hook by 30 seconds. So we have that by default? Fantastic. That's great. Remember really liking that. Increase range of all your melee attacks by 3 yards. Nice. That's nice. But hit and run would just be better. Moving 50% faster inherently. That's nice. But anyway, before I forget, Kingdoms. Yeah, it was only 4 entries. Still, the Heartglen bit will do it. It's neutral, you know. So yeah, I just thought for some reason the Horde didn't have it down, but no, it just doesn't get its own entry. So, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this return to Shandalyn, and to my incessant bitching. Like, seriously. Part of it's, you know, part of it's because I'm tired, part of it because I'm just really irritated by that stuff, you know? So anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you join me again soon. If there's anything you'd like to tell me, please let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, I do plan on coming back to all of these at some stage. Getting through all of these alts, getting them all done. But I don't know when that'll be. I might come back and record more of this later on. In fact, I would actually kind of like that. On a certain level. But I've got other stuff I need to work on, and at the same time I'm still not really fully back into playing WoW again, you know? I'm still kind of a bit meh, because of just a burnout because of Legion, in which I was cranking that, just like churning away at getting that mount at the end. And then just how terrible Battle for Azeroth ended up being. It's rather content light, you know? Even beyond just having, you know, only 3 zones, there's very little to do at max, you know, beyond run islands, run dungeons, run raids. There's nothing else. The Legion had Surmar. You had actually something to work towards there. There is plenty of other quests to do at max, but Battle for Azeroth hasn't had any. So I'm just kind of bleh when it comes to WoW right now. So, I do plan on continuing this, I plan on doing so much more, but it won't be for a while. But, I shouldn't say that. I plan on doing more, I plan on doing plenty more, I just don't know when it will be. I might do some more later. I actually might just do that. I might do just that. Or I might not. I need to finish Mordheim. It's been going for over around like 2 years now. So I want to get that over and done with, and I've been slow about doing so. So I might go do that instead. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, but I sincerely hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you do look forward to more. Like I said, it's probably best to view it as an occasional treat rather than a steady part of your diet, if you get my drift. So, till next time, folks. Love and peace, baby.